What's up, everyone? Eli back for a collection video, vinyl video actually. So for you strictly only vinyl guys, maybe you'll watch this. Who knows? I do appreciate the vinyl, the only vinyl guys that watch my videos, even though I do a lot of CDs. I think that's awesome. Says a lot about that kind of collector. Because once again, it is about the music and not the format. If I'm not trying to criticize anyone, but if you're watching videos only for a certain format, and if you could only talk about a certain format, then what are you doing this for? If you can't watch a video on a different format than what you prefer and talk to people about it, then I just don't get that. I don't even know if I made sense in what I just said. But anyways, we're gonna move on. Just 10 records out of my collection. We're almost done, really. I think I only have one more vinyl video after this. My vinyl collection, to date, is pretty small. I'm guessing around 90, not including my 7-inch collection. I'm guessing around 90 records. They're fucking expensive, man. I don't see how people can have so many. Anyways, let's go. A lot of this I've shown in previous collection updates, so this might not all be new to you if you've watched the majority of my videos. I'm not trying to assume that you have. First we have the newest Exhumed album, Death Revenge. I still haven't listened to this, man. I have fucking CD and vinyl. Haven't listened to it. I only plan on buying the CD. The only reason I bought this is because I found it really cheap, and I was, why the fuck not? Really love that cover, by the way. One of the cooler covers I've seen this year. And I do like Exhumed. I don't really like the direction they've taken in the last couple albums, but, Matt Harvey's a cool guy. It's just black vinyl, but I'll show you the center rings. Those are pretty cool. Yeah, Matt Harvey's a great guy. I like him a lot. And, a massive poster, which, though I don't usually use them, I do appreciate them. And, with a cover art so cool, it's nice to have, should I ever, hang it up. And on the back, it's got some other really cool photos with track lyrics and everything. Wish I could show it better, but that would take a little bit of work, and I'm not about work, so there we go. Next, got a couple picture discs. There are multiple picture discs in this stack, actually, not that I planned on that, but I have one of my favorite Cannibal Corpse albums, Bloodthirst. I've never played this. I know picture discs notoriously tend to not sound that great, although nowadays I feel like they've gotten better, but I didn't really buy these picture discs to play. I mean, I already have the CDs, so. Bloodthirst, you might know from being, hold on. No, I was going to say it's George Fisher's first album with them, but it's not. I think Vile was his first album with them. But anyway, this might be his second album with the band, but it is, I think it's a standout album in their catalog, to be honest. It's intensely brutal and fast, and just it's pretty fucking pulverizing, and it has character to it that I think kind of stands alone from some of the other Cannibal Corpse albums, that surround it. Just my opinion. And then I also have, what the fuck was this one even called? Oh yeah, Skeletal Domain picture disc. Sorry, there's a lot of glare, and it's a really, really dark. Anyway, you might know what it looks like already. This is, the album before the newest one, I think. Pretty good album. I mean, I gotta give Cannibal Corpse, 2014. I gotta give them credit, where credit's due. They are managing to. I personally think their last. I haven't listened to their newest one that much, so I can't speak about that one much. But the last 3 or 4 albums, I think, have actually been really good. I mean, if you're a Cannibal fan, if you're not, I mean, they might not change your mind. But for a band that's been around as long as they have, they could sound a lot more stagnant than they do. So you gotta give them credit for that. And now we have one that I do like this album, but I think it's completely overrated. When it came out, I mean, people were just gushing about this, and really, I mean, I think this album falls a little flat. It fails to catch my interest at times. It's got some real strong moments, but overall, it's just not as great as people were saying it was. And that is The Underground Resistance by Darkthrone. Fucking that great cover art. It's not going to do it justice, but if you've seen it, you've seen it. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's got some really cool moments. There are some great riffs, and there are some great song structures and everything. But I mean, just overall, it's just not the album that I think people were saying it was when it came out. And I can prove that by, it only came out a couple years ago. How many people are still talking about it? That kind of says it all right there. And that's kind of the gripe I have with a lot of albums these days. It's like, it'll be the best fucking thing when it comes out, that month that it comes out, and the next year, no one's talking about it anymore. And it kind of pisses me off. That's just not how it's supposed to be. Big poster, not as big as that Exhumed one, but fucking big enough. Woo! There you go. Might put that to use someday. It's really nice. Next we have, this is not one that I see many people show, and that's not because it's rare or anything like that, but it's just because, or it might be because this album was just not very well received. So I didn't get this, for like at least a year after it came out, and I was already kind of preparing myself for, underwhelmment, but I don't think it's that bad, actually. I mean, it's not by any means a strong point in their catalog, but it to me it's not. I don't know, maybe it's because I heard so much bad about it. It doesn't bother me. Necrophobic Womb of Lilithu. This is their last album before this new one that came out. Like I said, it was pretty poorly received. A lot of people were just calling it like a Watain ripoff, and I can see that to an extent, but I mean, you gotta remember that Necrophobic were one of the bands that kind of inspired Watain, so I don't know if the influence came full circle, but I mean, it wasn't the most inspired thing they've ever done, sure, but I don't know, I just didn't think it was as terrible as people were saying it was. This comes on clear vinyl. I'll show it even though we all know what clear looks like. I don't know why. It's kind of a milky clear though. But yeah, there you have it. I don't think this comes with a poster. Let me refresh myself. Oh no, it comes on double LP. Yeah. And the other one has different labels, so I guess I'll pull that out too. Yeah, nice job, Season of Mist. I don't know what you guys think about that album. Chime in if you want, it'd be nice. Here's a cool one. I'm really happy to have this one because I am a pretty big fan. Got Black Funeral with Anku and the Deathfire. It's a very cool cover art as well. This is put out by Iron Bonehead. I thought it was a split release, maybe not. Iron Bonehead, I guess, solely put this out. So this is the most recent full length by Black Funeral. I don't think this is the first album to feature Asgore from. He's got his Australian band that he's known for, Project. I don't remember what that's called. I'm gonna have some people chime in on that because it's pretty popular. I just don't own any stuff by it. But anyways, yeah, I thought this was a good album. You can definitely hear his songwriting come through. We got Angor and well, I just say Michael Ford. I don't know how to pronounce his pseudonym or whatever, but I've always loved Black Funeral, man. To me, they are definitely one of the best and most important U.S. black metal bands. They really were a big part of, that kind of black metal, and we'd call it. They probably had some influence on some of the depressive black metal, but also that really raw kind of, I don't know, I'm terrible at pronouncing these, but really raw kind of occult type black metal, I guess you could say. And just the fact that they're from the U.S. really set them apart. You know, there aren't that many black metal bands from the U.S. that I would say, you know, have a big part in black metal overall, but there are a few, and Black Funeral are definitely one of them. Poster, nice one. Good album. Maybe not great, but it's good. Next we have a repress of Immortal at the Heart of Winter. Fuck, who put this out? Osmos. Okay, that would make sense. I don't know what year this came out. I don't remember that. 2010 apparently. I bought this, I don't know, a year or two back. Got a pretty good deal. Yeah, At the Heart of Winter. Single LP. Fucking clear vinyl. Just like that Necrophobic, I guess. Whoops. I really do like this album. Not the whole album. I'm not completely in love with every single song, but I mean, this album starts so strong with Withstand the Fall of Time. I mean, just riffs piled on riffs, and I think it's really, those riffs are so addicting. And that song, Solar Fall, I do feel like kind of during the middle of this album it does kind of start to drag on, but I do think it's a great album overall. It's Immortal doing something slightly different, which they kind of always did when you think about it. You know, every Immortal album had its own sound that set it apart from the one before it, you know, whether you like that or not. They achieved that. So see, I bought this last year, or maybe even earlier this year. Got At War with Satan, Venom picture disc. It was a record store day edition, which, sorry about the glare. I say that every single time. I've never gone to a record store on record store day. Sometimes I'll just be in, record store randomly, and they'll have leftover stuff, and if it's something I want, I'll pick it up. So, At War with Satan, I mean, that needs no introduction whatsoever. I'm not even gonna go there. It's their third album, I'll say that much. Here's one that I also bought a year or two ago. This is a repress. I thought it was fairly recent, and I would assume that it was, but I don't see a date on it. So we got the debut Bathory, another album that just needs no introduction whatsoever. It's just a 1984 classic. A lot of people will say this is where black metal started. That is entirely debatable, of course, and I'm not even going to go there, but it is a classic nonetheless. And I have one more, another classic. Just almost all these are classics. We have the second Incantation album, Immortal Throne of the Nazarene. So good. I mean, this is some of the best black metal ever made, or death metal ever made. This easily rivals their first album. Some people will think it's better, and I could never disagree with that. This is a repress done by Hell's Headbangers, so you're getting quality. I don't think Hell's Headbangers has ever done, less than a great job. It's definitely a label that I have, immense respect for. And I don't remember what kind of vinyl this comes on. Fuck, man, that looks terrible. I'm sorry. Why don't I just pull it out? That sleeve isn't helping. It's got kind of a brown root beer color with some black flecks. As far as I know, I think they might still have more of these. So if you want one, head over to Hell's Headbangers. I bought this at a record store, but I imagine Hell's, usually when they press stuff, they usually press a decent amount, so you probably already have it anyways. Cool poster, not a huge one, but doesn't have to be. I'd like to frame this or hang it up or something, but I have a 10-year-old son, so that'll probably never happen. Cool, nonetheless. Trying to make my videos a little bit longer. I don't know, I've just been doing research and stuff, and it seems like most people prefer videos that are like 20 minutes or more. And mine are honestly, I think, some of them are, mine are all over the place, but I've done a lot of videos that are like 10, 15 minutes. Not that it matters, I was just curious. I figure if I'm going to do this, I might as well at least do my best to make it something that people can enjoy. So I guess in that sense I do try to cater to people's preferences, but that's not exactly what it's about for me, as I've said a million times. Anyways, Monday morning, the weekend's over, I still have 2 more days off. I should probably go start my day or whatever. I had the entire weekend off, and I still have 2 more days off, and I look like a piece of trash. If I didn't have a job, I swear I just would not take care of myself at all. It's fucking embarrassing. So glad for that. Anyways, hope you guys had a good weekend. I hope you have a good start to your week. Of course, by the time you see this, I mean, it's probably going to be next week anyway, so it doesn't really fucking matter. But anyways, thanks for chiming in. We'll talk soon. Cheers. Thanks for stopping by. Bye.